Welcome back to the Hennisphere. And what? Wait a minute, this isn't Six Flags Fiesta Texas. I thought you said we were going to Six Flags.
This is Six Flags. Magic Mountain is the elite legacy Six Flags park.
Oh God, this is gonna be just like the Six Flags Over Texas video. They just don't do it like we do it in San Antonio.
That's because we do it better than anyone in Texas.
Are you saying you're better than the original Six Flags park? Our park is more historic, and Tormenta is going to be taller than anything in this park. I mean, taller than anything that's open right now.
Well, Tormenta is just Iron Valraven 1.5, the cutback edition.
Better than the Diddler, Crotch Rocket City.
Well, your RMC is tame.
Hey, yo!
Well, your dueling RMC doesn't even duel.
Your parking lot doesn't have solar panels.
We have the first double looping roller coaster.
We have the first steel looping coaster, period.
At least our wooden roller coaster didn't catch on fire.
Bruh.
We have a Giovanola.
We have an observation tower.
Wait.
We also have a Giovanola.
We also have an observation tower.
Bruh.
Maybe this place isn't so bad.
Your park does sound pretty cool. Let's go inside and ride some coasters.
Yeah, let's do that. Our mine train was first.
Give it a rest.
That's right, everyone. I'm at Six Flags Magic Mountain, aka my #1 bucket list park, also known as the thrill capital of the world to locals here. I'm so excited to get all 20 credits today, or we'll see. We'll try. But no, this is not Fiesta Texas. This is a totally new frontier for me. I have never been here, but I have wanted to come here ever since I started playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 in either late 2002 or early 2003. I was hooked on that game, and I can't believe I'm actually here. There's gonna be a lot of firsts for me today, and I'm actually spending 2 days here. So let's go ride as many coasters as possible, rate the chicken tendies, go live on TikTok, and go live on YouTube. I think this looping coaster behind me, New Revolution, is gonna be the first credit of the day. I'm sitting on 215 credits. We could get up to 230. Okay, I decided I'm gonna work my way around counterclockwise from the entrance, so the first thing is full throttle. I'm gonna check the line first, and then we're gonna head over to where Goliath is, very similar to Titan at Six Flags Over Texas. Full throttle does appear to have a very long line. It goes all the way across here. I don't know what it does back there, but this behind it is a construction area. If I can get more views of this plot of land and also see some of the track pieces behind the scenes, maybe I'll throw together a construction update for you guys. But we're gonna keep it moving towards this side of the park. Here's another angle of this huge construction site. It is pretty big actually, but there's somewhat of a amphitheater style setting or seating area in there. Very interesting. I don't know if it was there before or if it's new. I'm gonna assume that it was already there. Pretty cool layout to this park so far. When I went to the right, I found 4 kiddie coasters. Was not expecting all of them to be in the same spot. I'm gonna hold off on them because I don't know if I'm allowed to ride them because I don't have a child with me. But we have made it to our warm-up ride, Goliath. This entrance really is as grand as it looks in the pictures. I am 6 feet tall, and these things, these letters, I mean, are probably 20 feet tall. You get to walk right through it. Across the way, they have another ride that has a cool entrance. But, all right, my second ever Giovanola.
All clear means you're right out of here. I'll see you soon.
I'm gonna start off talking. Oh yes, Goliath was great. And here's that entrance right across the way. Pretty big entrance for just a swinging pirate ship. We're gonna make our way now underneath Superman Escape from Krypton, or at least that's what it used to be called, and try to go to Twisted Colossus. But a little overview of Goliath for you, very similar to Titan. Felt like just the extra helix on Titan was the only difference. I don't know if Titan slows down at the top of the lift like Goliath does, because that was very slow crawling over the top. And I didn't get too much airtime on that bunny hill. I know I did when I rode Titan, so I would give Titan the edge, honestly, over it. But they were running 2 train ops, and they had a very funny sign in the entrance that said, choose your pose, and there were 3 different emojis. What was really funny was the 2 pictures on the left were clearly not from Goliath, but I love that they have that sign. It's pretty funny. Well, Fiesta Texas is beautiful for having that quarry wall, but Magic Mountain is beautiful for having nothing but coasters everywhere you look. And you know, I love wearing my Tormenta hoodie. So we had to double letter today in Tormenta apparel because it's hot right now. But once we hit 5 o'clock, temperature's gonna drop at least 15 degrees. Right now it's 70 and sunny, but it's gonna be cool, like 50 degrees cool by the time the sun goes down. All right, we are now in line for the world's longest hybrid coaster, because it has 2 laps technically, but it's a Mobius loop, so you do both before you ever get back to the station. And it's posted as a 30-minute wait. I checked on the app, I did not see it posted at the front. Goliath was actually a 30-minute wait, but it's posted as 15. Well, I am very impressed. Twisted Colossus exceeded my expectations. I honestly wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. I think that it is now my #1 RMC. I think I'm gonna put it above Steve. As of right now, 1 ride on it, incredible. Operations was doing as good a job as they could do. 3 train operations, it never dueled, unfortunately. But I love that. I need to get back on it, try to get a front row ride, try to get a back row ride. And we're gonna move on now to Scream. But that ride, Twisted Colossus, is almost perfection. I didn't even get to feel how it was when it dueled, but I mean, what more do you want? It's got great drops, a lot of ejector airtime and sideways airtime. It's just throwing you out of the seat. I think next time when I ride it, I really need to keep my hands on something, because when my hands were up, I was getting thrown around violently. It's pretty crazy. So gotta ride that one again. And that break in the middle is perfect, honestly. I thought that each half would be a little short, but no, that ride makes Iron Rattler seem like miniature sized, honestly, in terms of the length. That ride there is like 3 minutes long. It's perfect. So I gotta do it again. And now we're already at Scream, so let's go ride another B&M Floorless and compare it to Dominator, Superman Krypton Coaster, and Kraken. And I do have to let you know, unfortunately, there is no filming on rides here, but I'm sure you already knew that. The wait time for Twisted Colossus was posted at 30 minutes, but it actually took 25. And I am gonna keep an eye out on the Flash Pass lines, because if too many people are using that, and the wait times are ballooning to way more than as advertised, I think I'm gonna have to buy a Flash Pass. We'll see though.
Look to the floor, you'll see no more. Look to the sky, get ready to fly. Enjoy your ride on Scream. Bye. On there.
Scream was a solid floorless coaster. I'm starting to see that a lot of them feel very similar. This one has a good layout with 7 inversions, and my favorite parts were the dive loop and then that low to the ground turn off the mid-course brake run. And unlike the other 2 coasters I did today, this had no wait. It was a walk-on. I hope a lot more coasters are like that today, but right now I think I'm gonna try to find some chicken tendies. Let's go see if I can find some. Okay, I've located something on the map called the Chicken Coop. I'm gonna give it a shot. Hopefully it has the best chicken tendies in the whole park, but if it doesn't, then I'm gonna try another place tomorrow. So I think I've seen maybe 25% of this park so far, and first impressions are that it has a ton of rides and it's clean. That's something people debate on all the time, but I'll tell you it's clean. And also the pathways are huge. The concourses, like if you go to an NFL stadium, you compare that to any other kind of stadium. you'll see that those stadiums for NFL are huge, just wide open areas. Like look in front of me right now. Pathways are super wide. It makes it look like the park is empty at times, depending on where you're at. But they do have a lot of installations for lights at a bunch of the intersections of the pathways. It looks really good in my opinion. This right here is left over from Fright Fest. That's Saw Legacy of Terror. That is a beautiful facade. As you see behind it, you've got two superhero coasters. Green Lantern, and the one that's about to drop is Wonder Woman. I cannot wait to get on this one. That's gonna be so much fun. I've been on Wonder Woman Golden Lasso a bunch of times, but this one is a much bigger version. Oh man, Fiesta Texas home parkers will be a little upset by this, because I know a lot of you wish we had this back. And I haven't even talked about Holiday in the Park yet, but it is happening tonight. It's been going on. Here's a big s'mores pit. They have more kiosks across the way, all decked out. Don't know how many lights they have or how tall their Christmas tree is, but I'm sure it's gonna look spectacular once the sun goes down. And we've made it right next to West Coast Racers. It says they have hand-breaded chicken breasts with a secret blend of herbs and spices. So we're gonna see if this can dethrone Sangerfest Hall. Well, first of all, kudos to Magic Mountain for having a properly sized water cup. See, it's almost as tall as my hand. It's about the same size as those plastic cups that Fiesta Texas used to have. And we've got honey mustard and great hand-breaded chicken tenders. I'm really excited to try these. I'm sitting in the shade actually. It's very sunny here, but we found a shady spot and they have sports on. As I always say, put the Texans game on. But now, it's time to try Magic Mountain chicken tendies, see if they dethrone Sangerfest Hall. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's crazy to say this, but Sangerfest Hall has been dethroned. Those were the best chicken tenders I've ever had at a theme park. They had some kind of different seasoning, crunchy in some parts, very tender in other parts, and the chicken itself was hot and tasted perfect. So I'm giving it a 9.25 out of 10. Magic Mountain reigns supreme in RMCs and chicken tendies. Well, I apologize if you can hear me clearly now, but not for the last bunch of clips, because I realized that my microphone wasn't completely set up perfectly. It wasn't set up right, and now it is, so got all the green lights. But anyway, yeah, I can't believe that. Those chicken tendies were amazing. Make sure you go to the chicken coop if you want chicken tenders here at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Now it's time to go ride some coasters. Well, I did not know they had a Teen Titans ride here. That's pretty cool. I don't usually do those because I think I would get dizzy. All right, the coaster riding has resumed. It's time for Batman the Ride, and I don't know how many I've been on. I'm gonna assume this is like the 6th or 7th one.
Bruh.
Don't quite know where to go,
Look at
actually.
this dude.
I don't know.
Wait till you see the...
This way or the other way.
No.
That kind of looks like the exit. I don't know. And remember, if you're riding this and you lose something like your hat or your glasses down in here, do not try to jump the fence and get it back. You'll have to talk with someone at the front of the park, try to locate lost and found.
Well, shoot the middle like a check. Enjoy your ride. Welcome back, rider. Put your shoulder back to the feet.
In the gift shop for Batman the Ride, you'll see one of these front and center, and this is at that front gift shop at Fiesta Texas. After you go in and then go to the left right before those restrooms by the Christmas tree, it's $4,000 and only 100 were produced. I found it on Google. Very cool. They have one too. And they also have one of these fuel rod stations. You know, I keep that thing on me. It's actually right here in my pocket. There you go. If I need another one, I'll come back. They also have all of the other figurines as well. Some are over there too. Once again, Magic Mountain is just impressing me so much. That Batman the Ride was much smoother than Great White. The only area where it was kind of rattly was right before the last corkscrew. And as it goes around the track, you'll hear it kind of rattling, but that's the bogey hoods because they feature 3 of the rubber latch. You see those on Chupacabra at Fiesta Texas, but on Great White, that ride sounds different going around because it features 2 cam locks with one of the straps in the middle. These don't have the cam locks, and that allows a little more play. So that's what you're hearing. It's not that the ride is rough or rattling. You don't feel that in the seat. That's just the fiberglass bogey hoods moving around. So I believe the next ride I'm going to do is Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. It looks incredible right here. I love this entrance. I don't even know how to pronounce this. The Embassy of Themyscira? No idea if I said that right. Probably butchered it. Honestly, I'm gonna watch the line for a little bit just to see how much it moves, and then I might have to do a flash pass. So I guess a slight change of plans here. I was gonna buy a flash pass to wait virtually, like the base level flash pass. Never done it before. I was gonna do it because Wonder Woman has a long line, and some of the other rides are 30 minutes. And the park is getting more and more crowded as the night continues. It's gonna get dark and the lights are gonna turn on. That's when the crowds will be biggest. So I wanna make sure I have the flash pass ready to go. Unfortunately, I can't buy it on the app. I've tried multiple times to add it to my cart and nothing happens. So I'm gonna have to go buy it at a kiosk, probably at the front of the park. Okay, so very good news, big update. I ended up clicking on something else in the app and it worked. It added it to my cart, the standard flash pass. So in the very middle of the app, there's a button that kind of has a wand and it tells you, like, I would like to ... Click on that and click on purchase tickets, and it will take you to kind of like the entry point of the app where you can click on extras or add-ons, select the flash pass in there. It takes you to a different menu where you can click on whichever of the 3 you want, say +1, add to cart, or however many you need. At that time, it put it in the cart, and I got to check out, and I had to verify my bank so that the transaction would go through. Then I had to go to a browser from an email it sent me to activate the flash pass. So it's separate from the app. I thought I could do it in the app, but it takes you to a website. And so I did get a standard flash pass for Wonder Woman. Now I have to still wait in line, but I'm gonna ride something else while I wait. 45-minute wait. I have to come back in 45 minutes and then I can go through the flash pass line. Right now, I'm gonna try and ride Gold Rusher. All right, here she is.
Pyramids are up and out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed that ride. Bye.
Gold Rusher was really fun. That's up there with one of the best mine trains I've ever done. I'd say Roadrunner Express and Thunderation come to mind that are in the same category as that. But that second half, it hauls. That helix at the end is crazy. I actually love the pacing of that mine train a lot more than Runaway Mine Train over Texas. But in front of me, I'm seeing Full Throttle. And I didn't realize it came all the way back here towards Ninja. Here it is. This is what I'm staring at. It looks incredible. There's a tunnel right here, and this walkway is super steep. I mean, it really shows up on camera. I'm going all the way up to Ninja because I believe the entrance is up here. And fun fact about Ninja, when Astroworld closed, my old home park, the Accelerate trains, the aerodynamics suspended swinging coaster trains, were transported here to Ninja at Magic Mountain. Oh, here it comes. So I believe in that tunnel, Full Throttle comes to a stop and the music switches, and then it should be coming back out of the tunnel. Here it comes. Wow. I'm probably gonna do that before I leave tonight. It's probably gonna be a night ride. Well, just that way is where the Superman entrance is. Can't go there anymore, but this way, still making my way up to the top of this hill, and Tatsu is just hanging overhead. Crazy. I Can't wait to go on this, even though I'm not a huge fan of flying coasters. And yeah, I'm gonna be out of breath by the time I get up here, but this will be worth it. By the time I finish Ninja, I can go back to Wonder Woman for my Flash Pass. Another thing that separates Magic Mountain from a lot of other places is this magic mover that transports people up and down this very steep hill. Can't even see the bottom of it way down there, but this little train right here goes back and forth. So you hear kids screaming 6, 7. I swear. Kids love sitting in the middle of the train now. They don't care about the front. They don't care about the back. They want to sit in row 6, 7.
Bruh.
So we're gonna go on Ninja now. Obviously, you know I'm gonna say Ninja was a unique experience, but the station experience alone might have been my most unique ever. For one, that station is not straight. It curves to the left, and the train parks in the station with the 2 front cars underneath the lift. Like the lift chain is right there on those first 2 cars. Very interesting. And then guests were actually self-sorting into the rows by themselves. There was no person telling you what row to go to, but people kept the station area rather decluttered. It was very nice. There were people just stopped waiting to see like the rows empty before they filled in the rows. That was nice. And then on top of all that, someone asked me if I was riding alone, and I said yes. And they said, "Oh, well, do you want to ride with me? Because I'm scared." I said, "Sure, I'll ride with you." And his name was Julio. He was from Mexico, and he was really, really fun to ride with. He was telling me all about the coasters he went on here so far. He had never been to Magic Mountain either, just like me. And he said he went to Knott's Berry Farm yesterday, and he loved Silver Bullet, and he loved Accelerator and Ghost Rider. And I cannot wait to ride those because that's coming up in 2 days. So now my Flash Pass is ready for Wonder Woman. We're gonna go ride that. Oh my goodness, Wonder Woman. Holy crap. You may be the McDonald's roller coaster part 2, but this is far superior to the one at Fiesta, Texas. Wow. Everything about it is like double. It's double the length. It has double the number of elements. The airtime, the ejector airtime you get is just non-stop. It is relentless all the way through, kind of like the one at Fiesta, Texas, but this just has more. And the trains are longer, so in the back you actually get more whip. I love it. That's my favorite RMC single rail that I've ever done. So that is credit number 222. Now I'm gonna get another Flash Pass reservation. The next roller coaster is gonna be the loudest thing I've heard in the park all day, Riddler's Revenge, which is a B&M stand-up roller coaster. From what I hear, it's the best stand-up coaster in the world. Let's go. I know you've heard me say this before, but if you missed that roar on Goliath, I got something for you. Riddler's Revenge lived up to all the expectations that I had of it, except the restraints. It's a very, very strong layout. I think it has like two dive loops back to back. It's kind of mind-boggling. It's one of the best B&M layouts I've ever seen, and it flows great. Like the pacing is amongst the best I've ever seen. But the one thing I just can't handle is the big bulky restraints right next to your ears, because with the slightest movement you tap your ears against it, and over half the elements that was happening. But I got to ride in the front row. I was actually very happy. I got to ride in the front row. I got to see the track, feel the wind. The weather is cooler now. I won't ride it again because of the restraints. I don't really know how to avoid that. I was standing up as tall as I could so that I was above where my ears would hit, and still I couldn't get tall enough in the seat. So I don't know. I really like the ride, but the restraints kind of kill it. Oh well. We're on to the next coaster. They have a bus out here just like the one Mr. Six used to drive. They have a guy dancing up here in a blue suit. But it is time over here for Apocalypse the Ride, the one Woody that this park has. And I know they had one here called Cyclone, and it was kind of like a Coney Island Cyclone replica, almost. But then they removed it, and they built this one instead. So I'm pretty excited about this.
All clear means you're up and out of here. Enjoy your ride on the Apocalypse. Bye. Hope you survive.
All right, Apocalypse the Ride. That is a great addition to this park. It really rounds out the coaster lineup. It's a Woody, so don't expect it to be smooth like a steel coaster. The layout, though, very, very good. Reminds me a lot of American Thunder at Six Flags St. Louis, another GCI that I've ridden, although that was a long time ago. This one, I really liked how plush and cushiony all of the seats were. And that first drop is kind of meandering but fun, and then it goes into a speed hill, and then eventually it goes through the station, and it has two tunnels, and believe it or not, the two tunnels sound very, very different than the station fly-through. Just different acoustics. The two tunnels are very loud, kind of like a high-pitched scream, but that station fly-through is more like a roar, which is funny because there are other wooden coasters that have been named Roar, so fitting. Good ride though, credit 224. Now it is time for West Coast Racers.
You're right, bye.
Welcome back. Open your head.
West Coast Racers was so unique. It was really nice to get on a ride themed to Pimp My Ride, actually, because I used to watch that on MTV. I don't know about you guys, but in middle school, I think I was watching that in like 2006 to 2009 or something like that. And I know a bunch of them were reruns, but it was so cool to see Exhibit and all the things they would do to the different cars. This was pretty well done, the station and all that. A little interesting how you have to wait to go up the stairs and there's no camera there for the ride op to look at. So he has to go up and down, he or she has to go up and down and check to see what the line is doing and then come back down the spiral staircase and tell people to go. Definitely, they need a camera, definitely need a camera. So the ride op can just look at a camera and then tell people to go instead of walking all the way up and back down. But I did notice a typo on the sign out front to the standby entrance. It tells you about the flash pass and it says behind the building to the right. You actually have to go to the left around the gift shop. It's not to the right, it's to the left. And for the ride itself, great Premier Rides launching coaster. They have amazing layouts, very forceful. The comfort collars did not bother me at all. It's the shin guards that I wish weren't there. But I'm tall, so that's always going to be my gripe, is my legs just don't really fit as well as other people's because they're shorter than me. But there goes Ninja. As the ride is going through the layout, the restraints will come down a little bit more and the shin guards are attached to those same restraints. So they get further and further down on your shins, and the rubber is fine. It's not too hard, but when it presses hard enough, you kind of wish it wasn't there. So that's the only knock on that ride, but love the launches, love all the twists and turns, and you see the other train a lot. You're guaranteed a duel every time, which I love. Again, we'll try to get that on Twisted Colossus soon. Tomorrow, actually, when I say soon, tomorrow. But you're gonna see it in this video. And now I have a flash pass for Full Throttle, which may or may not be the last ride of the night. We'll see. I'm gonna go on Viper next. Way up above is Tatsu. Whew. That's gonna be a fun one. The lights up here are gorgeous. And it's really dark and I've never been here before, so pardon me, but I don't know what this entrance or flash pass line is. Is it the water ride? I don't know. Oh, actually there's a sign up here, I'll double check. Okay, it is Roaring Rapids. That ride is closed because, actually it says it was open today, but it's really cold. I'm glad they closed it. This is a beautiful Candy Cane Lane area. Ta-da! This is a massive station for Viper, a ride that I have seen on YouTube and on VHS tapes that I've owned for, gosh, 20, 25 years it seems like. I can't wait to get on this. All right, Viper, it was a walk-on and they were doing 2 train operations. Really awesome from the ride ops. Love to see it. I wish the ridership was better because honestly, Viper was great. I put it neck and neck with Riddler's Revenge purely because I don't like the restraints on Riddler's Revenge, but I do like the restraints on Viper because my head sat above the restraints. There was no head banging side to side. Honestly, I'm surprised that was built in 1990. It ran very well. The most janky moment was right after the Batwing. There's a bunch of brakes there, but it just pitches you to the right in preparation for those corkscrews before it actually turns right and then actually goes into them. That was one weird part, but I really like this ride. I hope they never get rid of it. I can't believe it goes 70 miles an hour and it has a height and a drop pretty comparable to Iron Rattler. Really crazy. Now I'm gonna make my way to Full Throttle. And behind me, I know you see it, X2, that will be in the second part of this video when I'm here for day 2. I've seen other YouTubers talk about all of this, but they have an award for every single roller coaster here, it seems like. Even this, Scream, they say it's SoCal's first floorless roller coaster. You know, they'll think up an award for every coaster. It's kind of creative, honestly. They have these lights way high up in the trees. I like it. And the carousel here, it's very pretty. I like that it's at the front of the park. They may not have a main street here, but they have a beautiful entrance nonetheless with coasters as the centerpiece. I'm definitely stopping by the Six Flags Emporium before I leave tonight. I have just under an hour and a half left until park close.
And his lovable sidekick? What are they doing here? Please welcome Snickerdoodle. Well, there goes the show.
Hey, that's not nice. Hello, North Pole! Is that time again? It's time.
It is time for me to use my Full Throttle Flash Pass. The entrance for that is over here. And by the way, it is indeed cold out here. It is 59 degrees and feels like 57. So these are some of the coldest night rides I've ever gotten on coasters.
Oh, that's right. I gotta press the button. Oh.
I'll talk about Full Throttle in a second, but they got the snow coming down here in front of the stage. It looks like the show is over. Well, this park just keeps getting better and better. That right there, amazing ride. I mean, everybody knows this park is stacked, but that's just one of those that you ride and say, yeah, that's top 5 in the park, but you don't even know what order to place it in after riding a bunch of other amazing coasters all day. The launch, super punchy. That loop, best loop I've ever been on, easily. The hang time up there is, I mean, I've only experienced that on Superman Krypton coaster, but this was like twice as long. Hanging up there, just kind of looking underneath yourself like, what are we doing? And then it brings you to a stop in that tunnel rather abruptly, and then there's an awkward pause and it launches you backwards. I was sitting very front row, so I had no idea what was going on behind me. I couldn't really hear any music. And like I said, it's really cold and it's really dark right now. So that was a pretty incredible ride on Full Throttle. I loved it. I mean, there's so many great coasters here, and that's one that I absolutely have to say is truly great. It's been 4 hours since I got the chicken tendies, so I'm gonna check out the Full Throttle restaurant and bar. It looks good, and it will get me out of this cold weather, because I'm a Texan. On second thought, I'm gonna go somewhere else. Maybe I didn't understand how that worked, but I thought someone would at least seat me, and I didn't actually know if anything was on the dining plan, so I just stood there looking around, and no one in there looked like they were taking orders, so I had no idea where to order, so I left. So I just went down the way, past the kids area, Bugs Bunny's World to Wascal's, and I'm getting a cheeseburger. You cannot substitute onion rings, even though they have them. You have to get fries. Oh well. And the little water cup is back. I think this is what it's normally supposed to be. No, I'm not surprised though. All right, I had to wait about 10 minutes for them to make a burger from scratch because I don't like cheese on my burgers. So they threw down 2 fresh patties. Yeah, the cup is back. I got another fuel rod because I need it. I'm filming so much. I can't wait to dig into this. Very pretty over here. We got a lot of heaters turned on right now. People are roasting marshmallows. And in there, they have Mrs. Claus' kitchen. They're trying to keep it warm, so they've already closed it. But I have a flash pass for Twisted Colossus, my favorite ride that I rode today. I'll give you all my full top 5 when I'm exiting the park, but I wanted to tell you all a funny NFL story. And I was gonna say it earlier when I was eating the chicken tendies, but I couldn't because there was a fan of a certain team sitting right in front of me. So a couple days ago at Disneyland, my brother and I were walking out of the Disneyland Hotel to downtown Disney when a security guard walked out behind us. He saw my Tormenta hoodie, and on the back it has the bull and the train and everything. So he said, hey, you like bull riding? You into that stuff? I said, oh no, this is a roller coaster that's being built at Six Flags over Texas. He's like, oh no way, really? Is that where you're from? I said, yeah, I go to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas every single week. And he said, oh, that's cool. I'm more of a Six Flags guy myself, but I'm an Eagles fan. Bruh. Yeah, Savage Mister, I know you're gonna comment on that because you do not like the team that wears green like this. But I couldn't tell you the story because when I was eating the chicken tendies, directly in front of me there was a family eating. There was a little girl with them wearing an Eagles jersey. So I was like, I'm gonna pause and say it later. I had to stop at this map because it's so nice. The layout of this park is actually rather basic. I mean, you have the entrance. There's not like a main street all the way down. You just kind of go left or right, unless you want to go up the hill. Then you take this mover right here. But you pretty much have one loop that goes all the way around like this. And then you have the Scream Punk district, which I'm about to go down. And you have more of a DC area, which the arch is literally right there. Same style arch as Fiesta, Texas. And then back here you have a pathway that goes up by Ninja and Tatsu. But like that's it. Like that's all there really is to this park. It's a very easy layout. Yeah, this is beautiful. So the Scream Punk district is blue and green, just like Twisted Colossus. They really didn't miss any of these trees. I know Fiesta, Texas loves to boast about 2.5 million plus lights. And you can tell, that's how much there are. It's crazy there. But I would love to know how much are here when you've got other parks in the world, like Hershey Park, saying they have 5 million Christmas lights. I gotta add that place to the holiday season bucket list. I'm gonna see how long the wait is For this, it looks a lot shorter than before. Oh yeah, it looks like a 10 to 15 minute wait. Let's go. Night ride, cold ride, Twisted Colossus.
Right here, guys. Here's Colossus, what?
Twisted Colossus, indeed. Number one in the park for me. I'm noticing with the flash passes, they're putting me in row 1. That's the third ride that they have put me row 1. I know they did it on Riddler, they did it on Full Throttle, and then they did it on Twisted Colossus the second time because I had the flash pass the second time. They have, though, an activation point here for bubbles with the bubble wand. I'm glad there's a sign that tells you this is an activation spot. I have not seen too many people using the activation spots to their advantage, but I see people with the wands. I see bubbles everywhere, so that is good to know. Unfortunately, Superman here only lives in my imagination, and I imagine it was the loudest thing in the park, louder than Riddler, because that's what people tell me about that ride. I wish I got the chance to go on it, but oh well. I am here. I'm very grateful. I got a ton of new credits today. I believe I'm up to 227, which means tomorrow, excluding the kids coasters, there are 3 credits that remain. One of them is New Revolution. I hope it's open. Another one is Tatsu. Looking forward to it. And then, of course, X2. Probably the most anticipated credit of this California trip. I still have to go to Knott's Berry Farm for 2 days, but you will see me in the daytime coming up next. But my top 5 credits so far, you know, number 1 is Twisted Colossus. Number 2 is probably Wonder Woman, Lasso of Courage. Number 3, Full Throttle. Number 4, it's tough because there's so many, but it might actually be Goliath. And then after that, it's tough, but I think I'm gonna go with the Riddler. It's a great layout. Just wish the restraints were better. And really tied with the Riddler would be Viper. Love the lights they have here, some red and green on the palm trees. Same with the trees over here and the Goliath sign. Park is closing in about 15 minutes. But it seemed like the crowds were decent today. Everything was running 2 train ops, unless it was a Mobius loop coaster. Then it was 3 train ops. Really awesome. And the ride ops were having a blast here. These are probably some of the more energetic ride ops that I have ever heard in my life. They had great spiels, and I know they work on that a lot. And they're told, come up with something unique and funny, and they did it. Full Throttle, A+. That guy gets an A+. I will ask tomorrow if I can get on this and the other 3 kiddie coasters. I'm sure the answer is gonna be no. But hey, you never know if you never try. They got a DJ throwing down. And another thing that should be talked about in this video is the Flash Pass system. Was it worth it? I paid $100 for the very base level Flash Pass, which enabled me to virtually wait in line for rides. So I still had to wait the full time. If it was a 40-minute wait, I could not redeem the pass for 40 minutes. And that worked out perfectly, because if I went and did something and it took longer than 40 minutes, I didn't lose my spot in line, basically. The pass was ready. So I just went on to the website and found the barcode and then went and rode. It was really easy, and you get one at a time. So you have to use yours before you can request another one. And I did save 40 minutes by skipping the line completely on Full Throttle. I skipped about 15 minutes of wait time on Twisted Colossus. I skipped probably 30 minutes on West Coast Racers, and then Wonder Woman, Lasso of Courage, probably 20 minutes I skipped. So well worth it. And there are other levels to it. If you want the one right above the standard one, which makes you wait only half the wait time, I think it's another $35. I think it's $135, and you can do that with X2. Cannot get an X2 Flash Pass with the basic one. And then there's the Ultimate Flash Pass, which I think was $225, where you can skip the wait time entirely, but you can still only use one at a time, and you can only use it one time on X2. So is it worth $200-something? If you're here for 1 day, probably is worth it. But since I am here 2 days, I'm good with just the standard one. I probably will buy it again tomorrow. I said I was gonna go in the Six Flags Emporium, so I'm keeping my word. Let's see if they have anything cool. Yeah, they got a lot of cool stuff here. Here's all West Coast racers. They got Tatsu, Goliath, Twisted Colossus, glasses, shot glasses, bottles, X2 stuff. Ooh, these are cool. The 3D coaster cutouts. Coaster Dynamics stuff. I like what I'm seeing. I conquered Goliath. That's funny. I got conquered by Goliath. I love that. They have these for a lot of the rides here. I got slayed by Tatsu, or I slayed Tatsu. I really like that. These are my favorite hoodies I've seen so far, but I would like to see ones that are like black with red lettering. I think that would look good. And I think I saw them by West Coast Racers, actually. This is a nice design here. I like this kind of font with the diamond. Some cool colors. Okay, I definitely found my area. Some of these color schemes here are cool. Like, that's very unique. They have a lot of California stuff written on the shirts. SF. That's also cool. But the one that I saw earlier, I mentioned black and red, not this one, that one. For some reason, that really stands out to me. It's got the red outlining the white letters. This is blue on blue. And then they have a lot of other ones that look really clean. I really like these, but that one right there might be the one for me. I'm not sure. I'll wait till tomorrow. A lot of people are at the front right now getting some last second desserts. They've got funnel cakes, and then over here they have ice cream and shakes. And here is the exit. But don't worry, we're only halfway done because I'm gonna come back here tomorrow, and I'm also going live on YouTube. So when you're seeing this video, you can go back and watch that live. Just look on the live tab on my channel, and you should see at least 40 minutes of live. But all right, I'll see you tomorrow. And we are here at day 2 now. I just wrapped up going live on YouTube as part of the 25,000 subscriber live stream. You can go back and watch it. Maybe you've already seen it. Unfortunately, it ended early because I guess the Wi-Fi dropped when I was walking up the mountains. I am right here next to Tatsu. You're gonna see it fly over my head right about now. There it goes. I'm gonna ride this next, and I'm gonna keep you guys updated on X2, because I really wanna get on it. As of right now, not possible to get on it. So let's go do Tatsu. So I was really happy that a lot of you tuned in to watch while I was filming Full Throttle, and you sent me a bunch of gifts, and I don't even know how much those are worth, but you guys went crazy with that. I think I got 56 gifts on YouTube Live. First time ever getting any gift, and we broke a record actually. Most people watching a live at once. It was 117 people, which is more than the 115 from last week at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. So thank you for that. Tatsu is showing a 20-minute wait. Again, I hope I don't get nauseous on this, but I gotta do it for the credit. We're actually gonna do Viper next. I'm gonna get my first daytime ride on this. Well, Viper was a little more rattly than I remember from last night, but I'm still glad I got on it. And what do you know, guys? It took a couple hours, but the gates have opened to X2. Just to jog your memory a little bit, this coaster is crazy. It is the only fixed rotation fourth dimension coaster in the Western Hemisphere. People love it or hate it. Some people say it's their number 1. Some people go through both emotions. They ride it once, they hate it, then they ride again and they love it. And it is the most anticipated credit of this California trip. It was also featured in some movies and YouTube videos that I used to watch going back like 15 to 20 years ago. And in my whole like bucket list of most anticipated credits, this is up there with The Voyage and El Toro. And I don't really know what else is in that league. This one could be number 1. I don't know. We're just gonna see how I feel when I ride it, because I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm so happy I stuck around this part of the park. This is X2 presented by M&M's, an aerodynamics fourth dimension coaster, the first of its kind. It's a prototype. It set the company back so much that it went out of business.
Station outside the museum. help your vessel lift. Enjoy the best ride in the world.
X2, I did it. I can't believe I did it. I'm like this guy right now. That blew my mind. That was very different from anything I've ever done. It's old, but like the restraints seem futuristic almost. I don't know. They were very comfortable. And yeah, and the ride itself is like Viper. It's like similar time frame when that was built. I mean, they're both old aero coasters. They're not known for being the smoothest. They're not known for having the best transitions. But this thing was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it way more than Viper. And partly because of the restraints. It feels like you're sitting in a tub with the classic aero trains. But with these X trains, it's like a recliner. That's what people used to say about them. It's like, oh, you just sit back and relax. And it's best if you hold on and keep your head against the back of the headrest because it's very cushiony. But what a unique experience. I really want to try the ones in Japan now. I know I'm not going to travel anytime soon there, but this was great. Is it a top 5 credit for me? I don't know. That's why I'm back in line already.
I'm getting back in line.
It's going up the lift hill right now. You can't really see it, but I'm back in line and the line is short. I need to do this again and again and again until I really formed my opinion on it. I was riding, I think, in row 4 or 5, inside seat. And now I think I'm gonna try an outside seat just to compare, but I wanna sit in either the front or the back.
Is main station on site VC. Enjoy your ride on X2. Welcome my X2 riders. I hope you enjoy your ride.
Well, I wrapped up a second ride on X2, and this time it was much more intense, which can be a good or bad thing depending on if you like that. So this was row 7 on the left side as you're facing forwards going out of the station. You are backwards, so not sure how to describe it, but I was on the left side of the train as it moves forward. Back row and outside seat. I wanted to try the back in the outside. I got lucky. I got exactly that. And it was rougher, but specifically the last Raven turn is what's really rough. Everything else in the ride is manageable, but when you get to that last turn, for some reason it just whips you around the outside of that, and I don't enjoy that too much. The rest of the ride I thoroughly enjoy, but I think in the future, if I ever ride this again, I really need to ride it towards the front, and it has to be an inside seat. That is what is very enjoyable to me. But nonetheless, I think it's a great ride, and I hope they never get rid of it. We really need more of those. I need to know what the ones in Japan are like, because if those are good, then, I mean, everyone says they're great, so we should all vouch for more of those to be built. I don't know if they ever will. I've got to talk to S&S about that. But anyway, that was credit number 228, X2. Now that Tatsu has woken up from their nap, we can ride.
What's that ride?
Well, Tatsu is a flying coaster, and I've said this many times, I'd get queasy really, really easily on these, and this one was no exception, although I did like it more than Manta at SeaWorld Orlando, so there's that. Anyway, that was credit 229. And in front of me, here's a good shot of the mountain mover. People get off and people get on, and it comes down here, goes through a kind of a double track, because there's another one parked in the station down there, so they cross each other at the same time. Pretty cool design, and it does save you a lot of time getting up to the top of the mountain. Is the one credit that we're not going to get today. I have to come back and get the new Revolution another time. I really want to get on a Schwarzkopf, and I don't think I'm going to get to on this trip, but I'm sure this will reopen, and Montezuma's Revenge will reopen at some point too. And again, Tatsu is awesome. It was a coaster that I actually followed very closely on RCDB when they would upload pictures of the construction, because 2004 to 2006 is when I always was on RCDB, just trying to educate myself on what parks and coasters were out there, and rides like El Toro, King Dakar, and Tatsu were some of the ones I followed very closely, so it's a dream come true to actually ride it. And I will rank it and all of these coasters later in 2026. Now it is time for me to get some re-rides. We're going to start with Ninja. Well, you didn't have to be Nostradamus to figure out what I was going to get. And this place is called the Metro Park Pub. It's right across from Gold Rusher. They've got a bunch of TVs like I showed last time. They got football on, but the Texans already won, so they don't have to show me any more football. Now, I gave these 9.25 out of 10 yesterday, so let's see if they hold up. Well, that was just as good as before, but time for me to get a fuel rod replacement and figure out what do I want to ride next. Then we're going to start with Gold Rusher. So I did ride Gold Rusher, and at the exit right here, it came out right next to Studio 6F, and I needed one of these. And you notice I got a new one. That's because a very cool lesson in customer service was just realized. So here's what happened. I had my old fuel rod. I saw the machine as I was walking by, and I'm like, oh, well, I do need another one because I might be going live again tonight because the YouTube live stream had major issues. So I went in, said swap, swiped my credit card, then put the old rod back in there, and it took it, and then it said error, unable to process your request. And then I told someone who worked there at the Six Flags employee, and they just said, call the number on the machine for customer service. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. I tried to hit the eject button, and all it did was bring the screen back from the error screen to the home screen. And I was like, great, let me call. I was on hold for maybe 3 minutes, and then someone answered, and all they wanted to know was, what kiosk are you at? There's an ID on every fuel rod kiosk. I said the number to them, and they said, okay, yeah, I see there's a bunch of errors. Let me reset the machine right now. As soon as they reset it, out popped a brand new one. So as far as I know, I did not get charged, and I got a new one, and the whole thing took less than 5 minutes. So A+++ to Fuel Rod for their customer service. That's how it should be. And I told the person on the phone, I said, I love you guys because you're always convenient. You're at every theme park, United Parks, Six Flags, Universal, and Disney. I've used them in every park now, and they've solved the problem like in no time flat. I love it. That's how it should be. So we will continue on. We are gonna give the Roaring Wonder Riddler's Revenge another try. Hopefully I have a better experience.
Enjoy your ride.
Well, that was a much better ride on Riddler's Revenge. Very happy about that as you see it go. I guess I learned the secret to getting an enjoyable ride, and that was don't go down in your seat too much. You should just have a slight bend in your legs, and then when the seats lock, you'll come up about an inch and it'll lock. But for the rest of the ride, you will be with your ears just above the shoulder harnesses. So much better. I was standing up perfectly straight too, and that was really cool. Really unique ride. Here's the best shot of it going behind me. I love that. I really like that. So that thing is, you know, borderline like top 5 in the park for me, and because of that ride I got today and the other ride I got on Viper, I'm gonna put this above Viper, so the tie is broken. Now, I think it's time to do this one, Wonder Woman, Flight of Courage. And I don't know about Justice League. Part of me wants to do it, but part of me knows that it's had a 40-minute wait time posted like all day. So we're here to ride coasters. I'm gonna make sure I get enough data points on all of them so that I can rank them in 2026. Just kidding, we're doing Twisted Colossus because the line is like 10 minutes long. All right, so Magic Flyer over there, I doubt I can ride. But this Roadrunner Express, I'm hoping I can. So there was good news and bad news that just happened, and the good news was that I did raise my coaster count to 230 thanks to Roadrunner Express, no relation. And the bad news was I could not get on Speedy Gonzales, the kids coaster, and because of that, I did not try to get on Canyon Blaster at all because the ride-op there at Speedy Gonzales said, hey, if you're an adult trying to get on here, you have to try and go on Roadrunner Express. That's the only one they'll let you on. And I was like, all right. So 2:30 is where we're gonna end this day at Magic Mountain but I still need to try and redeem myself from the earlier YouTube live because it had issues for whatever reason and people can't even watch it back. So I'm gonna try to go live again right now. I might even go live on TikTok if it goes well. Well, I got a lot of night rides on stuff, and a lot of them had no waits. Apocalypse, Walk On. West Coast Racers, Station Wait. Wonder Woman, Flight of Courage, no wait at all. I actually went and got on it twice, and then I got on Goliath to end things out. But I want to go over every single thing I rode while I was here over 2 days, give you my top 5 roller coasters, and then give you my overall final thoughts on this park. This is my 13th Six Flags park, and some of the parks have come and gone over the years, but I'm counting this as number 13. In 2 days here, I went on, let's just go through every coaster. Goliath, twice. Twisted Colossus, 3 times. Scream, once. Batman the Ride, once. Wonder Woman, Flight of Courage, 3 times. Riddler's Revenge, twice. Gold Rusher, twice. West Coast Racers, twice. Apocalypse the Ride, twice. Ninja, twice. Tatsu, once. Roadrunner Express, once. Viper, twice. And X2, twice. And Full Throttle, twice. I think I got them all. Had a blast doing all of that. And my top 5 roller coasters. I've had some time to think about it now. In 5th place, we're gonna have West Coast Racers. Very cool dueling coaster, Mobius Loop. When operations are doing things right, there's really no downtime at all between finishing the first leg and starting the second half of the ride. It's really great. Love the station and the theming. And the restraints, of course, could always be better, but it has a lot of cool forces. Launches are nice. And seeing the trait next to you, especially on the second half of the ride, is super fun. Number 4 is going to be Goliath. Really, really fun ride. Again, copy of Titan pretty much, but the restraints are so light, it's such an enjoyable ride. And the second time I rode it, I did get some airtime. And that tunnel, man, that near miss, that head chopper effect on that tunnel is crazy. You really think that you're not gonna make it. And then you go through it with your hands up and you're like, oh my gosh, how did my hands not touch? I love that ride so much. Number 3 is going to be Full Throttle. I love this loop. I know they say it's the biggest in the world, and it feels like it. You have tremendous amounts of hang time on that loop, and the launches are super forceful, and I love the backwards launch in the dark. I could ride that over and over again. Restraints, of course, could be better. Number 2, and it really comes down to RMC versus RMC. Wonder Woman Flight of Courage is number 2. I know a lot of people who say that Wonder Woman Golden Lasso is their favorite ride at Fiesta Texas, and I mean, I see why. The forces are incredible. They're incredibly strong, and people say they wish the restraints were better, but I actually find it quite nice. This one, in my opinion, has better pacing, and the stats are better across the board. It's taller, it's faster, it's longer. The elements give a lot of floater airtime instead of ejector, and I tend to like that more. And the restraints have a lot of give. They're very thin straps on this version of the Raptor, and I could ride it over and over again. So I did. I rode it back to back and still felt like I could keep going. But that brings me to number 1, fellow RMC. It is Twisted Colossus. This one feels like 2 coasters in one, kind of like West Coast Racers, except this ride is longer than that. And it has so many unique elements. As you can hear, the park is closing right now, but Twisted Colossus is my favorite RMC, period. Whether it's a Raptor or a hybrid, I like it more than Iron Rattler. I didn't know if I would feel that coming into it, but I did get a duel, finally, on one half of the ride, on my 3rd ride. I rode it 3 times because it was so good. And so now I'll move on to my closing thoughts on the park. This is my 8th Six Flags park, legacy side of the chain, but overall, including Cedar Fair side, 13th. And, you know, it's up there amongst best that I've ever been to. I would say it rivals Cedar Point pretty well. I think that they're just missing maybe one more coaster to overtake Cedar Point, but right now I'd put them just behind Cedar Point and slightly ahead of Fiesta Texas. Yes, I'll say it. I go to Fiesta Texas all the time, but it is a relatively small park compared to this one. I mean, I've heard things over the years, really for 25 years since playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 in 2003, and this place just delivers. I mean, the food is excellent. They have so many food stands everywhere and places to sit. And the terrain behind me, this mountain, so many coasters use it, and that's fun. I love terrain coasters. And I wish them nothing but continued success and park improvements now that the merger is kind of going strong. The people here seem very happy, the workers and the guests, and it seemed clean. Things seemed well taken care of. There was only one area where things were closed that you could not go back back there at all, that's where people have said negative things. But I know the park understands that, so that's why they close it off to the public. You have to look at the other 95% of the park, and what they do in that 95% is very good. So I can't wait to come back here. I had a blast, and I will be at Knott's Berry Farm next. So just stay tuned to the channel. You'll continue to see updates from Six Flags Fiesta Texas on a weekly basis. But if you learned nothing in today's video, just remember these 3 things. No good deed goes unpunished. Subscribe to me on YouTube, and like our friends at Premier Rides and Vekoma always say, when you're feeling stuck in life, push down, pull up. That was another day in the Hennisphere.